Netease decided to drop a ton of skins on us. Uh-oh. And it looks like we might actually be getting the beta crossover event that everyone's been waiting for. For more news like this, stick around for this week's episode of This Week in Identity 5. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of This Week in Identity 5. And Netease decided to make this week's episode pretty full of information because we got quite a lot of stuff coming up next patch and also coming up in future patches in the future. Future patches in the future, yes. Let's quickly brush over what we had last week because we did have quite a lot. Last week, the Neon Corridor event continued. This was the second week and final week of the Neon Corridor event before this whole event finishes. And, all the teams get their points tallied to see who is actually going to participate in the online qualifiers. We also got a change towards the Character Day UI system. Recently, they changed the Character Day UI so that obviously you need to complete questions to be able to then complete missions and then get your rewards for that day. They have now separated those so you can now get your rewards without having to answer the questions. I don't think that was necessary, and I think that is a kind of a sad change because it kind of forced players to learn about the lore, and it was also kind of endearing towards the characters because, you start to learn some things about them. Another addition they've added to the Character Day event is they're adding a message board. Pretty much just going to be people can write messages to kind of celebrate Character Day, and apparently it's going to be across all servers, so you might be able to see some messages from other servers as well, and you'll be able to add some stickers to your messages. So you could say, oh, happy birthday, lawyer, and you could put like a lawyer sticker there or something like that. As of the release of this video, tomorrow, technically the 12th of January, will be Lawyer's birthday. So this means that we'll be able to test out this whole Character Day UI ourselves and see how good it is. We also got, as usual, we keep on getting special packages. They aren't special if we keep on getting them every week or every 2 weeks, but it's just a small package that you can buy in the store to get a couple of echoes, a couple of clues, and some cards and some trial cards and stuff like that. Apart from that, we didn't get too much else last week. We got the bug fixes for a lot of characters and also for the AI bots, and a couple of map fixes as well because apparently there's some errors with like Geisha's butterfly going into a rock, and I don't even know what else. Tons of stuff that you might want to read through if you are finding some issues with the game right now. That a lot of people are, according to the comments on my recent videos. What's coming up next week? I thought last week we were supposed to get the photographer skin. I didn't really expect Netease to release 2 deduction skins at the exact same time, but apparently they are going to do that because photographer's deduction star A costume and Enchantress's A deduction star costume as well, Faust and Zuzu should be coming out this week, and this is pretty much guaranteed by Netease themselves. I thought the art for photographer was much better than the skin. He has a little bit of a baby face, really just looks like a bit of a baby, but it's a nice skin apart from that. I haven't really seen any Enchantress gameplay with her new skin, but I'm sure it will look amazing because I don't think it's often that we see Enchantress wearing a full dress. As I mentioned before, the Neon Corridor event is going to end this week, so make sure that you play as many games as possible before this event finishes on Thursday so that you can get all the points to unlock the skin for Postman. On January 13th, I think the release of the actual patch itself, it's also going to be Mindsai's birthday. So this means once again, for the second time, we'll be able to test out the UI system and see if we like the new Character Day. The day after Lawyer's birthday even. For people who actually managed to get into the top 50 teams for this for the Neon Corridor event, they will be entering into the Ethereal Theatre event that starts on the 13th. This is going to be a playoff phase where all the 50 players will have access to a special rank mode that is not kind of the normal rank mode, but it's going to be a KOA special rank mode event. This will be open at 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock PM server time, and they will be able to participate in matches to earn points. Something that apparently is going to be a problem for the NAEU is that this event won't happen on the last day of the Ethereal event, so North American and European players will have to kind of double their efforts because the last day won't be available for them. If these teams get enough points, they'll get some fragments, and if you get into the highest positions and you manage to enter into the online qualifiers, then you will get a KOA 5 themed portrait frame. That's kind of cool though. Man, now it's time for us to get into the leaks, and we've got a lot of stuff coming up in the near future. One of the things that we got announced last week, and we got a couple of videos related to it, was that we got Weeping Clown's abilities revealed. I've already done a couple of videos on this. Well, I did one video on it, and I also discussed it in the stream, that I think the Weeping Clown is going to be very, very strong, possibly A or S tier. So I think that he is going to be this, not because of his stun ability. His stun is going to be useful, but it's not going to be his main strength, and that's not why I think he's going to be S or A tier. I think it's mostly his ability to be able to press a button and kite very easily away from the hunter that will affect a lot of hunters in this game. A lot of people have been saying that it's not very fast, but it is faster than an entomologist bee, and it also is faster than a wildling. So that means that most hunters won't be able to catch up at all. If you've ever tried chasing a wildling or ever tried chasing an entomologist, you'll know that if anything's faster than that, is going to be incredibly difficult to chase. So this is why I think he's going to be strong. I don't think he'll be replacing Forward, but I definitely think he'll join in the similar rankings as Forward himself. If you don't know Weeping Clown's ability, he is able to dash for 10 seconds and he has 3 rockets to help him to dash. He can pick up a survivor along his way and take them as well. And then he can let go of the rocket and the rocket will fly and explode on impact. And if a hunter gets hit in the center of it, they get stunned for 2 seconds. And if they're on the outer explosion area, they get slowed by 50% for 2 seconds. And survivors hit by that blast will get a boost of 30% for 2 seconds as well, I believe. He also has a decoding debuff, but only 10%. So that makes him much more viable, I think, in rank modes at least. We got a lot of skins announced for us. One of the biggest ones being the S tier skin that has been announced for Bloody Queen. It's coming along, I believe, with an A tier accessory that is a whale. And this is a very beautiful skin. I'm really looking forward to seeing this in game because the artwork for it, in both the beautiful artwork and also the representation of what the skin was supposedly going to look like, are both amazing, and I know a lot of people are hyped about it. This thing should be available in the store, I believe, for fragments, and it will come out as a package as well. That means you better save up your fragments because it's probably going to be 12,000 fragments as usual. Related to this skin, we also got Season 19 Essence 3 revealed that is connected to this Bloody Queen skin because they're all based on one theme. That theme being a mythical sea spirit theme. These skins are the S tier skin for Weeping Clown, that is the kind of one of these 3 spirits. Little Girl is getting a skin, and Dream Witch is getting a skin. These both are about getting an A tier skin. The Dream Witch one is incredibly impressive to me. The Little Girl one, it's nice. I haven't really seen the artwork too much, but I think it's quite nice as well. And the S tier skin for Clown isn't as impressive as I thought it would be, but I do like the vibe, and I do like how they're not just slathering gold onto everything. Yet another Deduction Star skin coming out very, very soon. We've got Prisoner's Deduction Star coming out on January 27th, and it's a Roman gladiator themed one. It looks quite cool, and it's cool to see that Prisoner is getting a skin. I don't really understand how they're doing these Deduction Star skin things, but hey, it's interesting to see. Priestess is getting an S tier skin and also an S tier accessory on February 1st, and that one is a very nice looking skin. They have released some of the artwork for that already. I think there are going to be a lot of people happy with that. I don't know why Priestess has so many high tier skins and now 2 S tier accessories. There aren't a lot of survivors or hunters that have that in the first place. So they're very interesting, very, very interesting. As of the recording of this video, this morning they released the video for Perfumer's SS skin. Apparently it's coming very, very soon. It's an impressive skin and it had a whole video and an animation to itself. We don't really know too much about what's going to happen with this skin, but there's probably going to be some event. I don't really know, but it does seem like it's going to be something big and special. We've also got a spring festival event coming up soon to celebrate Chinese New Year that should be happening around January 22nd, where we'll be able to get a B tier skin for Wu Chang and for Mind's Eye, an event portrait and an event portrait frame, along with other things in the Spyglass store from, I think, from previous years, or I don't know if they're from previous years, I don't recognize them. A Seer B tier skin, a B tier skin for Feaster, tons of different emotes for the Chinese New Year. So make sure if you haven't got enough emotes, don't worry about it. You'll be able to get them all very, very soon. We got a Q&A as well from the developers, and I would say that the Q&A was not helpful at all. It didn't address any of the issues that you guys have been asking about of the game being fixed or anything like that. It just seems like they completely ignore those questions and just give us answers to questions that nobody really cares about. But apparently they might be adding a post-chat toggle on and off setting, there's just an X button if you don't want to read the post chat. They are going to be improving the photography options for your rooms, so that means that they might be adding a feature where you don't have to, the camera won't focus specifically on the character that you're playing, so you might be able to move the camera around. That will be quite nice, but not completely necessary. And we might be getting Gardener's 3rd year anniversary skin that was released only in the Chinese server, I believe, and that might be added to the Spyglass store very, very soon. And people asked about the B-Duck event. I'm glad you guys asked about that, because that probably will be coming according to them. They're just not sure when it's coming out yet. They're probably just still deciding and trying to fit that into the schedule of their release plans, at least. Moving on to the talk in the manor, where I answer some of the comments that you guys left. Some of you left some very passionate comments on my recent Weeping Clown video, and I will do my best. I've already responded more or less to what I think about that, but I will try my best to respond to that again. But before we do that, Ashes Breeze says, "That's so sweet that you're helping her learn. If she decides she likes it, it'll be fun to see a couple stream." I'm not sure if we'll be able to get my wife on for some streams. She has been on previous streams before when I used to do solely Twitch streams, but she hasn't really joined for any YouTube streams yet, so might be able to convince her. Not completely sure. Falcon Wolf says, "This is so cute. Brings back memories as a beginner in this game." Yeah, I feel remembering back to when I was a beginner, I didn't really know what was going on. I just have memories of one person on the stream asking if I wanted to see what Dream Witch did, and then me not understanding what was going on and getting bullied by a Dream Witch. That was interesting and fun, yes. Avery says, "In terms of kiting support, Clown's pretty good. However, his cooldown for his rocket is also a lot longer than Forward's football cooldown, and Clown has 3 rockets, whereas Forward can kind of portion out the use of his football. Clown's harass is a lot weaker as well, so I wouldn't dare call him S tier just yet. Maybe a high A tier for now, until we see more of how he's used in gameplay." Yeah, one thing I think that most people didn't understand, it's because most people didn't watch the stream, they just watched the video, and I can't blame you guys, it's fair enough. I did have to cut down my longer discussion into a little bit shorter, was that I think that the main reason why I think Weeping Clown is going to be S tier, or at least he's going to be played in meta compositions, is because of his ability to kite, not because of his ability to stun. His ability to harass is quite useful, and I think is not going to be useful too much on the pickup, but might be useful in assisting kites, or, you know, sending that rocket off if you're at a distance to be able to slow down a hunter who might be coming your way. But I really think that in most cases he'll just use it to quickly press a button and then leave the hunter. This makes him unchaseable, and what you really want to see in rank is you want survivors that the hunter just won't chase, especially in the early game, because you're forcing the hunter to go and waste their time finding a new target. This survivor lets you do that. His rocket is not as fast as a forward dash, but it is incredibly long, and also does move much faster than a usual hunter does. There are going to be hunters that counter him the same way that, for example, Sculptor might be able to counter a forward, because you can hit him before he manages to do his complete dash. And yes, the startup time is a little bit longer, but once again, the hunters that have some type of range ability will have to deal with that. It does kind of make it so that the meta will have to adapt to him as well. So this is why I think he's going to be much stronger. Which skin are you most excited for? The Perfumer one, the Bloody Queen one, all the ones coming up with the new essence, maybe even the Priestess skin? Tell me down in the comments below. And whilst you're down there, remember to like and subscribe to this video if you want to make sure that you get more news every single week about Identity V. Have a great day, guys. Bye bye.